Good afternoon. Welcome to Joy News. Today we're coming to you live from our studios in Kokomlemleri on DTT because we're free to air on DSTV channel 421 and GoTV channel 125. We are a home of independent, fearless and credible journalism. Coming up this afternoon, North Tongue MP to petition Speaker of Parliament on conflict of interest allegations citing breach of Article 78 and 98 of the Constitution 1992.
But I tend to bring this to the Speaker's attention so that Parliament will deal with it. I mean, I have obtained the full list of 47 ministers and MPs.
More as labor unions demand meeting with President Akufo-Addo to discuss SSNIT's move to sell 60% of its shares in 4 hotels to Minister for Agriculture Brian Champon's Rock City Hotel. Plus, anti-corruption group Citizens Coalition has meanwhile backed North Tongue MP Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa's petition to CHRAJ to conduct a thorough investigation into the deal. And this afternoon, we see death every day. The words of a 46-year-old end-stage kidney failure patient. Details in our dialysis crisis series, as some of them express fear they may not live long enough to witness government's promises to come to their aid.
Discuss what happens to us. Oh, today.
This is what you see death approaching.
We see death every day. We see. And you ask yourself, am I the next person?
My name is Aisha Ibrahim. We're also live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and X Spaces at Joy News on TV. My personal handle is @Danana Aisha. Please do stay for details. North Tongue MP Okudzeto Ablakwa has indicated he will petition the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Bagbin, to probe the conflict of interest allegations against the Agric Minister Brian Champon. SSNIT's decision to sell 60% of its interest in 4 hotels to Agric Minister Brian Champon's Rock City Hotel has generated controversy, with the Okudzeto Ablakwa petitioning CHRAJ on the matter. The trust fund says Rock City submitted the best and strongest financial proposal out of 6 shortlisted entities. The minister and SSNIT have subsequently denied any wrongdoing in the process leading up to the shortlisting of Rock City. But North Tongue MP Okudzeto Ablakwa says Brian Champon's denial is not convincing, hinting he is taking the matter a notch higher by petitioning the Speaker of Parliament to look into the matter. He spoke on PM Express last night.
Everything I put out in this petition has been confirmed by the Honorable Brian Champon. He has confirmed that he is a director. He is the sole beneficial owner of Rock City Hotel. The crux of my submission and my petition to CHRAJ is that a Minister of State, a public official, should not go anywhere near a state asset being sold. It's conflict of interest, it's abuse of power, it is unethical, it is reprehensible. And I have always maintained this position. You remember 16 years ago, I took the Honorable Jacob Lamte to court. It traveled all the way to the Supreme Court when I discovered that he was in the process of purchasing his official bungalow. My position has not changed. The attempt by the Honorable Brian Champon to say that he is not involved in day-to-day management. The issue is about the profits, the proceeds from that company. It's not going to go to the workers of Ghana. It's not going to come to members of Parliament. It's going to him. He's the sole beneficial owner. So he should stop the attempts to obfuscate. It is also clear that he is in flagrant violation of Article 78 3 and 98.2 of the 1992 Constitution. He did not and has not applied to the Speaker. And if you read those provisions carefully, it is to avoid conflict of interest so that members of Parliament, ministers of state, don't abuse their office, take advantage of their office, the influence they wield, to engage in business for private gain. I will be bringing this formally to the attention of the Right Honorable Speaker. The House is on recess. When I filed this petition on Friday, we had just been moved in for a day sitting, which was very packed. I tried to get audience with the Right Honorable Speaker, but it was a really, really packed day. But I intend to bring this to the Speaker's attention so that Parliament will deal with it. I mean, I have obtained the full list of 47 ministers and MPs diligently, and I know for a fact, and indeed the Honorable Brachampo confirmed this morning that he has not complied with these provisions of the Constitution. So I certainly will bring this to the attention of the Speaker as soon as the House resumes.
Labour unions led by TUC on their part are demanding a meeting with President Akufo-Addo to discuss the matter as they remain skeptical about the deal. Dr. Kwabena Nyako-Ochu, who is Director of Research and Policy at the TUC, says they will stop at nothing in aborting the deal, adding the workers must rest assured.
Not so far. We haven't received any response so far, but we will continue to press so that we get the kind of response we need. But remember that we put it in that press release that if you don't hear or if you don't get the Minister for Pensions calling for the suspension of this, in fact, the complete cancellation of this process, we will advise ourselves. And I'm sure the Minister for Pensions and Government understands when Labour says that we will advise ourselves.
Did you give an ultimatum?
I mean, I think that's enough ultimatum when Labour says that we will advise ourselves.
Well, by which date are you expecting to hear from him?
We haven't set a date yet. That's as far as I am concerned.
But why not? Why not?
Of course, you can be sure that as long as the TUC has taken up this matter, you can be sure that we will not rest on it. We will do everything to make sure that this process is stopped. That one, the workers of Ghana can take it from me.
Meanwhile, anti-corruption group Citizens Coalition has backed North Tongue MP Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa's petition to CHRAJ to conduct a thorough investigation into the deal. The group says it suspects a conflict of interest in the deal due to Brian Champman's position as a Minister of State buying state properties. Citizens Coalition also wants SSNIT to be transparent and make available the full report on reasons why their Greek minister was chosen out of all the bidders to acquire the hotel. Listen to a leading member of the group, Dr. Asante.
First of all, to note that this matter has been referred to CHRAJ because there is apparent conflict of interest issues. If you have a city minister or public officer of any who is basically whose business is involved with the state in any kinds of transactions, it already raises an apparent conflict of interest that has to be cured. Now, because we don't know the information that has been provided or yet to be provided, it's very difficult to assess whether that conflict of interest has been cured or not. So, and then we have also been interested in the decision itself to sell the hotels, because one of the hotels, everybody knows that Labadi Beach Hotel is a profitable, well-run. So if SSNIT is already benefiting from it, why is SSNIT deciding that it wants to divest 60% of its interest in Labadi Beach Hotel? And to what effect? What is the plan? If they get the money, what are they going to use it for? And I think pensioners in Ghana have to be interested in these kinds of investments. So there's the issue that you have a state official, a high-ranking one, even if he was not a government official, he's a leading member of the ruling party. That already makes him a politically exposed person. So all of those things create conflict of interest matters. Now I want to understand that was fairness apply during this period? Would other Ghanaians, also get a fair opportunity, to do this? So we want to really get the information. So SSNIT statement to the effect that, all the due processes were followed and all of that stuff, it's not enough. Now, we'll see what CHRAJ does. But I think SSNIT can help us all by providing as much information on the transaction as possible.
We see death every day. The words of 46-year-old end-stage kidney failure patient Gifty Labi. Her condition has prevented her from passing urine for the past 11 years, relying on dialysis treatment to remove waste from her body. However, getting money for the twice-in-a-week session continues to be a challenge for her and many others. In our dialysis crisis series today, Maxwell Ablakwa shares their story and how some of them have expressed fear that they may not live long enough to witness the government's promises to come to their aid.
A press conference by the Renal Patients Association of Ghana is underway. Midway, a woman in her 50s breaks down in tears, pleading for government intervention to reduce the soaring cost of dialysis treatment. Despite her impassioned plea, little has changed since then. This was sometime last year, and the cost of dialysis has only continued to rise, exacerbating the plight of renal failure patients across the country. Her tears echo the daily struggles of those battling kidney failure.
I've never passed urine since 11 years now. Yeah, because you eat, you drink, because the kidney is spoiled.
Meet Gifty Labi, a 46-year-old woman grappling with the harsh reality of kidney failure, unable to afford dialysis treatment twice a week. She and many others are forced to make unimaginable sacrifices, often skipping meals and limiting their water intake to manage the burden of waste in their bodies.
When we are there, we discuss what happens to us. Oh, today...
This is what you see death approaching?
We see death every day. We see. And you ask yourself, am I the next person? Because they are strong more than you. So you ask yourself, who will be next? That you think about it. You're a human being, you think about it. So it's scary too. Sometimes when you are there, it's very, very scary. As you don't have money to go for dialysis and you are suffering. You can't breathe. You drink the water, it enters into your lungs. Then your breathing starts. When you're working, you'll be doing like, this is how you breathe. That's how you breathe. And then your face will be swollen. When your friend who has CKD see you, say, where they are tired. You see that way? Yeah. Then you know, you yourself, you are suffering.
Then you are there, and then one person's picture will be sent. So and so has died.
I'm now at Tema to meet the daughter of a renal failure patient, 26-year-old Stella Owusu. Stella's mother, Georgina Pia, was the woman who cried during the press conference last year. Our story secured her help from the Mother's Heart Foundation, and she now gets free dialysis treatment. This will last for 1 year. Stella says it has mitigated the suffering of her family, but says many families continue to suffer in pain.
Even bringing my mom to this private facility, 460 cedis twice a week, I don't even get it. So it's once a week I get for my mom. I'll call church members, I'll call friends, and then they'll contribute and I'll bring her. And if government sector is charging this amount, it's just a matter of time before the private facilities that we are currently patronizing also increase their prices.
Gifty Labi's plight of skipping meals and reducing water intake just to limit her need for dialysis is not unique. Many others find themselves in similar circumstances, yearning for relief from the crushing burden of dialysis costs. Despite assurances from government officials, including plans for legislation on organ donations and transplants, patients fear they may not live long enough to witness these promises come to fruition. Here are some of them who've been expressing their concerns and their daily struggles.
When I called, I want to go to...
The man won't get the money. If he get the money, I'll come for dialysis. But if he doesn't get, I will be in the house. So because of that, I don't drink water, I don't eat. Even when I'm thirsty, I will be there, I won't drink.
Maxwell Ablakwa with that report. Well, this afternoon, pressure is mounting on the government to act swiftly to save the free fall of the cedi as businesses lament it has become increasingly difficult for the business community to stay afloat. The cedi is currently trading at 15 cedis to $1 at the open market. I've been joined by the CEO of the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce, Mark Bedu-Abuaji, for more on this. Zabaji, I'm grateful for your time. The cedi is now trading at 15 cedis, 15 pesos. How are your members coping?
Thank you very much. And let me say good afternoon to your viewers and listeners. I think it's a very difficult situation, and it's getting worse by the day. Every day, the cedi is depreciating, and members are finding it extremely difficult to do business. You know, our economy, even though it's small, is integrated into the whole world. So we almost import almost everything. When we import manufacturing goods, we import capital goods, we import raw materials and intermediate goods for adding value to it. So we always need the cedi, the dollar, to be able to do our work. And with the recent depreciation, a lot of our members are complaining and crying. The situation is worse, and I don't really know what we have to do immediately to be able to resolve it. Yesterday, I had a call from one of our members who actually had taken a loan and was supposed to pay in excess of 1 million. At the beginning of the year, when the contract was signed, the cedi was about 11.5. So everything was okay because he was doing it for business and out of revenue to pay. Yesterday, he called and he's supposed to pop out over just $1. And my the sentiment I can't really explain. Others are out have to buy and they don't have the cash to buy. Meanwhile, they have time contract that they have to deliver on testing. So it's extremely difficult. People are thinking that once a cedi is doing for business increase their price. I don't think that any business join price because people will have to buy. And because they also don't have money, purchasing power has come down, people are also buying. So I think it's just and I don't really know what is. And the difficult aspect is that and side, there are situations where it is but you know that within this period of time, things will turn out because people have communicated on what they are doing to be able to stabilize the situation. Nobody seems to communicate to us when this gets managed. So it's been difficult. Some have actually expressed their willingness to leave the country or just shut down. And you know the impact of businesses shutting down, employment, payment of taxes, and also on the economy.
Is it the usual business of passing on business costs to consumers?
Yeah, of course. This is one of the key solutions that any business, any rational business will consider. Anybody will price his or her goods based on the cost of production, and then they will add a margin as profit to ensure that they are sustainable. So if the cedi is depreciating and is translating into a higher cost of doing business, then definitely the businesses will transfer a chunk of this cost to consumers. So I'm not surprised that prices are going up day in and day out because once we import, and you need more of $10 to import just a minimum amount of goods, then for you to be sustainable, you have to just add it to price, but you cannot add all. So even though prices are going up, they are not going up as it's supposed to be because when you increase price also beyond certain level, consumers cannot afford the product, and the product will just be there. So obviously, businesses will transfer a chunk of this cost to consumers. So we should brace ourselves up for a higher prices if the situation should continue the way it is.
Grateful for your time. Mark Medu-Aboagye, he's CEO of the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce, and he says that the consumers will bear the biggest brand of the cedi that is falling. Now, members of the Ghana National Petroleum Tanker Drivers Union in the Ashanti region have put their activities on hold to demand improved conditions of service. The union declared an indefinite sit-down strike from May 21, demanding the National Petroleum Authority formalize an agreement regarding their compensation package. Members are mounting pressure on the government and the NPA to address the long-standing salary issues. Sampia Edmond Baba is chairman of the union.
The long-standing demand for approval of the wage enhancement policy framework by the tanker drivers continued to elude the NPA board since November 2023. The dissatisfied tanker drivers have voiced their concern over the delay in approving the proposed framework, leading to the declaration of a sit-down strike. According to the union, despite a numerous attempt to secure its approval, the board remains hesitant to make a decision, much to the disappointment of the drivers. Sampia Edmond Baba is chairman of the union.
We've been waiting all this while just because of one or two administrative bottlenecks that has been created by some particular OMCs. We have some OMCs who are transporters and OMCs, oil marketing companies at the same time. And so they have their own drivers too. Now, I don't know what is actually happening. In the normal circumstances, it is the MPA board that is supposed to sign that document so that it will start off. But because of this, what do we call it, skirmishes between those OMCs and the MPA, the whole thing has not been able to materialize. We've waited, we've been to meetings upon meetings with them on several occasions. We've written letters. As I talked to you, I've got some letters on this phone. We wrote so many letters. I think last month we wrote a letter to the presidency, and later on we wrote another letter to the various stakeholders. But up to now, we've not heard anything. And I think last 2 weeks we gave them an ultimatum that if by the end of that 2 weeks they don't do it, they don't start, we'll go on strike. That is why we are now here.
He says the union is unwilling to call off the strike until the said agreement is endorsed by the NPA.
We are talking about the MPA board not signing the document so that it will kickstart. That is where the whole thing, where the government comes in here. But in actual fact, the MPA board, according to what we have also heard, is that some OMC transporters are threatening to send them to court. One group of people to come out and say they are threatening as fine. You can threaten us, but we also go to work.
Some drivers also shared their dissatisfaction with the NPA. We also need the payment of our salaries through the bank. We need to get access to loans.
The said agreement with the National Petroleum Authority started somewhere 2017. For the tanker drivers, the government is refusing to endorse the agreement they had, which had to start in November last year. Until the agreement is being endorsed by government and the National Petroleum Authority, the tanker drivers are threatening not to resume work. For Joy News, my name is Nana Boachi Dankwa Yadom, Kase.
Duncan Amoy is Executive Director of COPEC. He joins us via Zoom. Mr. Amoy, there's no doubt the strike will bite hard on some oil marketing companies. But what we are uncertain about is the extent of the impact. Do you know?
Confirm to you now is that as I speak with you, This is going to bite rather heavier than we had anticipated. The fuel stations, like I did indicate, within 72 hours would start recording shortages. There are reports already of some of the stations suggesting they don't even have gasoline particularly. Mind you, you are approaching a window that is also likely to come with petrol price adjustment upward. If this strike is not called off, in the most immediate circumstances to allow the system to flow, you might get to a point where hoarding would also come in and products will not be available at all from Friday, by the weekend. Because a lot of the active sector players are aware that the city's depreciation, together with international benchmarks now going up in bits, would only culminate in one thing, and that is price adjustment. Unfortunately, the driver's issue is not also being resolved as soon as we should. And so while their strike kicks in, you would also have a situation where even the active petroleum service providers, they also do some bit of audit. And so it made getting very, very difficult, time this whole impasse between the driver union and the tanker owners, the NPA, and all the interested parties is not resolved time. If we don't, I don't see how many Ghanaians will be able to get to work on Monday.
The NPA has promised to work around the clock to resolve the matter. Your expectations?
Aisha, it is a bit complex. Beyond the NPA is the contractor and the contractee arrangement, where the OMCs would contract the oil tanker owners to haul products to various destinations for them. Now, when they are done, they would need to send their invoices or waybills for validation. That process sometimes, unfortunately, takes a bit longer. And so it will take the OMC sometimes 3 months to end up paying for the transport services that they have enjoyed. So it's true some of the tanker owners are not paying their drivers. But when you talk to them, the understanding you get is that sometimes they just don't have the money because they have, provided the service that has not been paid for, and so they keep deferring with their drivers. The driver also having to drive from Accra sometimes all the way to Paga to everywhere to supply products, expect that at the end of the day, he also goes home to buy food for the family. Unfortunately, the reconciliation process is not that swift. And now we are saying the NPA, as the regulator who operates with laws, should also set up a fund, that takes out the transporter's money and puts in a fund that now is used to pay the driver. It comes with a bit of a legal, a few legal things that would need to be trashed out. I don't know what they will be able to tell the drivers to get them back to work, but for all of us in Ghana, what we are interested in is to get these drivers back on the road as soon as by close of today. Anything short of this, Aisha, will simply be pushing our luck too far, and I'm sure by Friday, the queues will be very heavy.
Duncan Amoa is Executive Secretary of COPEP. Grateful for your time this afternoon. Now, the World Food Programme and the Ghana Meteorological Agency have inaugurated climate-conscious clubs in 10 senior high schools in the Oti region. The club is to promote green climate-conscious generation and ensure healthy cultural practices that will ensure a safer environment. There's more in this report.
10 senior high schools in the Oti region have had green climate clubs inaugurated in their schools to ensure the environment remains greener for a healthy living and mitigate climate change effects on the environment. According to the World Food Programme, climate change could affect food security and increase hunger and malnutrition up to 20% by 2050. Hence, the need to inculcate into the younger generation climate-sensitive habits.
Climate change and climate-related disasters and shocks pose a particular threat to food security and nutrition. Findings from the 5th assessment report of the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change indicate that climate change could increase the risk of hunger and malnutrition up to 20% by 2050.
The United Nations Food Programme says the Oti region is strategic for the launch this year because it is currently benefiting from its interventions in the agricultural sector and would help sustain the gains made so far.
The World Food Programme considers the choice of Oti region as very strategic and prudent because it is one of the regions that are currently benefiting from most of our interventions. Equipping these young ones with the requisite knowledge and skills to combat the effect of climate change is in the right direction, as it will lead to sustaining the investment made in the region. It is our hope and belief that these young ones will be the agents of change in their schools, communities, and Ghana at large. That these young ones will lead the campaign and war against climate change and help their parents to adopt climate-smart agricultural practices.
For the Ghana Meteorological Agency, there is low awareness and sensitization of climate issues among the youth.
One key development which the agency discovered in addressing climate and weather-related issues is the lack of sensitization among the youth. The opportunities to address this issue gave birth to the concept and formation of green climate clubs in high schools. The Green Climate Clubs seeks to give immense support to specific high school students to gain deeper knowledge and understanding on climate sustainability and environmental development.
For the Environmental Protection Agency, government and its agencies must go beyond the pageantry of planting trees to ensuring the trees are nurtured to ensure value for the investments made.
My concern is that the tree nurturing, it is what we have to talk about. You plant many trees. You have to make sure that you have a group, or there should be a group where they are interested in taking care of the trees is what we are interested in. EPA is interested in the number of trees which survive so that they can serve as carbon sink, not the pump a pageantry where we say we have going to plant this number of trees. At the end of the day, nobody goes in there, takes care of the trees, and all the trees die.
Peter Sanu for Joy News.
It's live on Joy News today. We are coming to you from our studios in Kokomlim. Let's take a break. When we return, there's business.
Good afternoon and welcome to the business news on Joy News today with me, Pius Kojobaka, Commissioner for Innovation and Green Hydrogen at the German Federal Ministry of Education and Research. Till Munson has expressed optimism that Ghana and many other African countries can achieve climate neutrality. In an interview with Joy Business, Munson stated that green hydrogen offers a more efficient energy solution capable of gradually phasing out fossil fuel use over time.
Germany is a key partner in the development of Ghana's renewable energy as the nation seeks to reduce the impact of climate change on its economy. However, the Commissioner for Innovation and Green Hydrogen at the German Federal Ministry of Education and Research, Till Munson, emphasized the significant benefit of green hydrogen.
The future of the global energy systems cannot work without molecules. So we need also green molecules in the energy systems of the future, because green molecules can be transported and stored in a very different way than just electrical energy, which is much more difficult to handle. So an all-electric world is not so much realistic. So we need the component of hydrogen and its derivatives, which are needed for the transformation and can be and are most efficient in the countries where the energy is available and cheap.
The Commissioner considers Ghana to be a formidable partner.
The aim of Germany is to be climate neutral by 2045. And on the same time, Germany knows exactly that we are an energy importing country, and we will also be in the future importing a lot of energy. So Germany is looking for partners worldwide for replacing fossil energy in a global scale. And especially Ghana is a good partner for us because in several ways we have partnerships with Ghana in education, in mathematics, and in different fields. And of course, we are very interested in making this cooperation towards energy more intensive.
The German-Ghana collaboration is aimed at achieving climate-neutral growth and effective climate protection worldwide.
Global media agency CHRAJ has pledged its commitment to deliver cutting-edge solutions for brands looking for exceptional media and digital communications solutions. Having worked with global brands such as Coca-Cola, Microsoft, and MasterCard Foundation, and more, CHRAJ hopes to redefine media campaigns to suit customer preference and achieve growth. Bethia Awuku Asante is the general manager for CHRAJ Ghana and has been speaking at a short ceremony to mark the rebranding of CHRAJ Global.
CHRAJ is consistently ranked the #1 media agency in the world with over 12,000 experts in over 100 countries. CHRAJ delivers an unparalleled capability to unlock real human understanding to connect people and brands by designing powerful and engaging media experiences. CHRAJ is a member of the Dentsu Group, which operates in over 5 continents, pioneering and delivering the most effective brand, media, and digital communication solutions. Some of the global brands CHRAJ has worked with include Coca-Cola, Heineken, Microsoft, MasterCard, and Vodafone, just to mention a few. Speaking to Joy Business at a ceremony to mark the rebranding and new direction for the global brand, Bethia Awuku Asante sheds more light on the operations of CHRAJ Ghana.
CHRAJ is the biggest media brand under the Dentsu umbrella. We are in about 150 countries globally, very well represented in Africa, and in Ghana, arguably the largest or one of the largest agencies. Being obsessed with the consumer and their relationship with media is deep within the NDA, and that's our tagline, designing for people. So that's CHRAJ for you.
She explains that the brand will offer improved services to clients.
We are promising enhanced and better services. Of course, dialing up our capabilities, our special talents that we don't joke about, new capabilities to help clients solve problems within this complex world of consumers and connectivity. Into the future, we'll maintain the momentum, more innovation within the network because it is a global network, but we are able to localize our services to suit the cultural nuances of our market. And therefore, what the space, you are going to see more. And it's only value that we promise to our clients.
CHRAJ hopes to leverage technology and data analytics in building a total brand experience for clients.
As the first media agency in the world, we keep evolving because looking at the landscape of both the consumer and media, you have to be on top to continue to deliver excellent solutions to our clients. Within the years, we have been able to know the science and hearts of how consumers relate to data. What this reintroduction does for us is to dial up our capabilities, the talent that we have, and of course, show new capabilities that will help us partner our clients well in this evolving media and consumer ecosystem.
More business stories at 1 p.m. on the Marketplace with Darryl Kwao. I am Pius Kojo Baka. Sports is next.
Time now to bring you sports on Joy News today. I am Muftau Nabila Abdullah. Black Stars head coach Layo Kingston says he's happy with the performance of his boys in their 2-0 win over Benin to secure a ticket in to the last 4 of the WAFO Under-17 Cup of Nations currently happening in Ghana. Ghana won 2-0 against Benin on Tuesday evening to secure a ticket to the last 4 of the competition.
The way the Bedouins play, it's very difficult to read them, because you don't actually see exact what they wanted to do, but they wanted to go forward when they have the ball. You can see their centre back, they launch the ball. If necessary, they have 3 big, strong guys right in front. kick the ball to them, but I like the way my back line dealt with it. Also, beginning we were playing 3 in the middle. The two attacking players, they were a little bit high from the beginning, but later parts they drop a little bit so that we can have a lot of options in the middle. So for me, like I said earlier on, I want us to be calm enough. The way we want to play, we want to be calm enough. Sometimes it's very difficult to play. We have 1 or 2 challenges with the way the ball moves on the pitch. It's a bit slow. So it slows the way we wanted to play. But for me, I think we dominated play today. Unlike against Ivory Coast, that in the first 45 minutes, it was 50-50. But in the second half against Ivory Coast, it got much better. I know the way I want my team to play, and I know our team have dominated a lot of opponents most of the opponents that we played. Sometimes opponents comes in the game, but we always want to control the game, and today I think we control the game much better than against Ivory Coast. You have a very young boys that we developing them. This part of the world, I think we focus more on results. I believe other part of the world, this age group is just development. Any win is just a bonus, or qualifying to a competitive tournament is just a bonus. So for me, we have to develop the boys, give them that confidence. If at this stage, if my player makes mistake, it's part of it. It's part of his growth. So for me, what I believe in as a technical person, they are young, and we have to encourage them to play according to the certain style. That if they go out there, if we're going to compete with teams in Europe and other parts of the world, these are kind of situations that is going to happen. We have to encourage them to be able to have confidence and make mistakes, and they learn from those mistakes.
That is your sports for now. You can head on to myjoyonline.com and read some more sports stories. Up next is Showbiz.
Good afternoon, you're welcome to the Showbiz segment with me, Jacqueline Ansima Yeboah. A recent video of the once vibrant musician Okonfo Kwade has left Ghanaians saddened and concerned, revealing the stark reality of his current situation. Well, yesterday, in an interview with Joy FM's entertainment journalist Kwame Dadzi, family members are appealing for public support to help the hip life artist who is currently struggling with mental health.
The video, which has been circulating on social media for weeks, shows Okonfo Kwade entertaining fans on the streets somewhere in northern Ghana. While his voice and mannerism remain unchanged, his physical appearance and overall demeanor raised serious questions about his well-being and mental health. In an exclusive interview with Joy FM's entertainment journalist Kwame Dadzi, family member Ezekiel Aguyiri confirmed that Kwade is currently in their hometown in the Upper East region. Aguyiri explained that despite taking the Boys hitmaker to several places for treatment, financial constraints have hindered their ability to secure the necessary medical services.
It's not getting to 2 years like that.
Oh, 2 years?
Yeah, it's not getting to 2 years.
Yeah, because we all know that he lived in Kumasi.
Yeah.
What brought him there?
He's not feeling well.
Oh, okay.
Not feeling well, but now he's somehow better. But we need all the Ghanaians. We need their help to help our brother now, because the way he's not supposed to be here, but because of the sickness.
Ezekiel also commented on the recent performance video that surfaced on social media, expressing that he would not have allowed it if he had been present.
Yeah, sometimes. Like if, sometimes he behaves like something is worrying him. But,
okay.
It's always happen like sometimes, but not all the time. So he need let's say a treatment. So by now he's in the house now. He's not supposed to be here, but he's not feeling well.
So when you brought him up there, where did you take him to? Any hospital? Any traditional healer?
Yeah. We went to several areas, but all the different money issues. So some of the things we can do it, but some of the things we can't do it because of money. It was 3 days ago, or 1 week ago, like that.
Yeah.
He went and do some show. And the video him and send him to this social media and those things. And that video too, that day I was not around, but I came back and I hear everything.
Yeah. So
I was not feeling fine.
So that video on social media is very current.
Yeah.
He was booked for a show.
Yeah, it's like somebody was having a bar. He wanted to do a bar 2 years anniversary.
Oh.
And I know he was not ready to do the show, but maybe somebody go and force him or something like that. You know, voice. And he went and do the show. I was not feeling happy because the time that I came to the house and they told me I was not feeling happy.
The video has stoked a conversation about the current mental health status and the general financial condition of the Ofienipa hitmaker, with some suggesting it could be spiritually motivated. CHRAJ is known for his songs such as Abrantie, Ofienipa, Me Kominim, Ye Kom Mape, Atajwa, Boys, among others.
On that note, is a wrap for the showbiz segment with me, Jacqueline and Sama Yeboah.
Rather sad one there.
Yeah, with Okonfo Kwade's issue, I think.
Yeah, that's really bad. Yeah. I think that he needs help.
Yeah, according to the family, they now need financial assistance because everywhere they go, they demand for money, and they now calling on the public to help them with that.
Oh, I think we should help. Yeah, I mean, your contribution is
definitely.
If it's even 1 city, it's enough.
Yeah,
because we all jump to Kwade's music and all of that. Anyway, thank you for bringing us showbiz. That'll be it for the bulletin. Log on to myjournline.com for more of the news and updates of all the developing stories. See you again at 2.